Before we begin Talk 12, I just wanted to remind you that this is the 12th talk. And if you haven't listened to Talk 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. through, would you mind just going back to Talk 1 and starting, or if you've only got to 5, do the next one first. Each talk builds on the other. And because I know that there are some new subscribers, I hope that you'll forgive me for making this request of you. And underneath the video, there will be the links to all the talks up until now. So we'll just start. We're up to Talk 12. And today, we are going to look very deeply into what it means when we say, Jesus wants to, and I do it with him. Now, it's very possible that you are way further down the road than I am in living this gift of living in the divine will. But even if this is not news to you, it doesn't hurt to go over it again. I was so blown away when this epiphany hit me while driving to Mass one day, and each resultant consideration of this, that I had to check with Jenny Troy first before sharing it with you. After all, can this be real? So here it is, step by step. Step 1 is Jesus on earth, Jesus operating in the divine will, his human will always in subject to his divine will. Jesus wants to redo all our acts in the divine order, and then he does what he wants to do. So he wants and he does all in the eternal now. Step 2. Once Jesus has done what he wants to do, we have a divine version of everything that we have done, are doing, or ever will do while on earth, with the exception of sin. Jesus cannot even see sin, let alone do a divine version of it. So, as Jesus walked, he called into his all steps of creatures. As he took a sip, he called the sips of water taken by all creatures into his. As he prayed, he called all prayers of all creatures into his, etc., 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 thus divinizing all steps, sips of waters, prayers, etc., etc., etc. Therefore, for all creatures, there is a divine version in the divine will of the steps, drinking of water, prayers, etc., etc., in suspension, waiting to be released. Step 3. We learn about the gift of living in the divine will, and what is the first thing we are told? Pray the prevenient act upon waking, which sets all our acts in the day with the banner of the divine will over them. Then, throughout the day, pray the actual act when we are operating in the eternal now, the divine will. To do this, we either say, divine will, walk in my walking, drink in my drinking, pray in my praying, etc., etc., or Jesus wants to walk and I'm doing it with him. Jesus wants to drink, wants to pray, and so forth. Step 4. We are now operating with the divine will in our actions, just as Jesus operated when he redid all our acts. We are together with Jesus in the eternal now. All creatures in the divine will are at one point, the eternal now, together. So, in step 1, we looked at the fact that Jesus wants to walk, so that when we walk in the divine will, it becomes an eternal, infinite, and perfect act, and he does the walking, hence making it a divine version of when we walk. Putting this all together, we say, Jesus wants to walk, and I do it with him. We now have joined Jesus while he was on earth, when he wanted to walk. Remember, he wants and then he does. in order that our act of walking becomes a divine will act, and he did the walking. So when we do it with him, we actually bilocate to the place Jesus was when he redid this for us. And together with Jesus, we walk in the eternal now. So Jesus now has our company while walking. Basically, there is a divine version of everyone's life that ever has been, is alive today, or ever will be. So when we walk in the divine will, part of the divine version of our particular lives has Jesus doing it alone, and part of it has us doing it with Jesus when we walked with him. The divine version of our lives has, for some of it, us doing it with Jesus. What is more, Jesus told Louisa that if she walks in the divine will, or now we can say the divine version, then for each time previously that she walked, Jesus makes that walking part of the divine version. Father Barrera once said that the older we are, the more blessed we are in the divine will, because we have taken many steps. Actually, he said, we have done many acts. Now, as I said earlier, this may not be new to you, but I have found that this further understanding of the knowledge of the divine will operating when I walk so overwhelming that it is sometimes almost more than I can cope with. And at this point, I'm going to reread the steps that I've put out as it really needs to go in. And no, we're not going to do a workshop because this is not the live prayer meeting that I'm speaking at. God bless you.